Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the Pinnacle of Dogs. This is Daniel back here with Alpha, and this is going to be another structured walk and loose leash walk tutorial. Now, if you haven't already watched the part 1 of this video, it's with Annie and Sapphire. I suggest you go and watch that now, just because I'm going to basically cover all the same things, but I might go a little bit more in depth and but I'm more focused on the loose leash walking and him just staying with me, which is basically the structured walk, but I take it a little slower, just because I want to make sure the dogs get it. The dogs that we do get, they get everything down pat. So if you notice, at first I'm not going to be focused on him sitting all the time. I'm just focused on him staying with me. And as you see, Alpha's doing pretty good. So we're going to continue our walk, and you see I stopped. He kept going a little bit, so I'm just going to do a 180, turn the other way. And I think I keep doing 180s right here, just to make sure he's with me. You're going to hear me say it later on. I like to have crisp turns. But what I mean by that is when I turn, he turns with me, and I like it for it to be crisp is really what I mean. I hope that makes sense. And as you can see, I stopped with him. I'm making him sit now. I don't say sit. I just give him a little leash pressure. And our signal for sit when we go on these walks is, hers is, it's 2 times. But it's really the same thing. So so all of them understand that those 2 signals mean sit. Here, once again, I'm doing 180s. And like I said in the other video, all you really need, when you're doing a structured walk, I like to break stuff down. I don't like, even though dogs are very, very smart, I like to make sure, I'm not saying they're not capable of doing all this all together, but I want to make sure they have each part of the structured walk down pat, and then we can move on. So what I'm saying is right now, yes, I want him to sit. Yes, it would be nice for him to do that, but I want to make sure that he is with me. That's the number one thing. Because it doesn't matter if he sits in front of you or behind you. It doesn't matter if he sits and it's in front of you or behind you, because he's not with you. Clearly, he's going to keep walking, and then he's like, oh, I want it to be a crisp stop. So what I mean by that is when I stop, he stops. Now, once again, sorry, that's Takeo. But once again, as we said in the other video, this is not a focused heel. And for those of you that don't know what a focused heel is, it's literally when they're just right up on you and they're just looking at you. And that's not... We teach that, but that's not the point of the structured walk. The point of the structured walk is they are just right by our side. For those of you that know the place command, it's another place. It's a safe spot. They don't need to worry. They can turn their brains off. They can look. They can see anything. They just really can't react to anything. But it's not like we are suppressing them from reacting. We're teaching them how to just be calm. We're teaching them how to basically do nothing on a walk. So the handler or me or Annie can enjoy the walk, and the dog can enjoy the walk with no matter what we see. We can take them in any environment. They know that when they're by my side, by Annie's side, or by your side, that they're not going to be bothered. They're not going to be pet. Dogs aren't going to run up on them. All that stuff. And like I was saying in the other video, this really helps for reactive dogs. You should really do this with every single dog, because one, you need to have obedience down. For when I say this, what I'm about to say is, if you see an off-leash dog, whether you're walking a small dog, a medium dog, a large dog, or an extra large dog, you need to be able to focus on that off-leash dog and not have your dog trying to get to the dog, not have to worry about your dog. What I'm saying is, when you see an off-leash dog running at you, you can stop. Your dog's going to stop right next to you. Put them in it down. They're going to listen. Put them in a stay, or tell them stay. They stay, and then you stand in front of them and use spatial pressure to try and get this other dog away. And you don't have to worry about your other dog. You don't have to worry about your dog is what I'm trying to say. That is what, it's a lot safer. It teaches them a lot of neutral and calm mindsets, and that's literally what we teach. Like I said, you're gonna hear us constantly preach about this neutral mindset, calm minds, do nothing. We teach our dogs to basically be lazy. Another thing that I want you guys to think about is this helps with your relationship with your dog tremendously. A lot of people wonder why their dog constantly blows them off. When they're in a stressful situation, or when they're out in public, they don't listen, or they constantly pull on the leash, or they bark at other dogs. And this has nothing to do with obedience. A lot of people think that you guys need to have proper obedience in order for your dog to listen to you. That's not true. You need to have a good relationship with your dog in order for it to listen to you. What I'm trying to say is your dog isn't sitting when you say sit, because it's not because their obedience isn't good. It's because you have showed them throughout their life that they don't need to listen to you. What I mean is, when your dog's outside, you call them back when they're barking at a dog. You call them back again, they're still barking. Call them back again, they're still barking. Clearly when you repeat words to your dog. So say your word is quiet. Be quiet, still barking. Be quiet, still barking. Be quiet, still barking. All they're learning is that they can just blow you off. What you need to do is you need to go out there, say, be quiet. They're not quiet. Okay, you need to go out there, grab them by the collar, or if they have a leash on, you need to walk them back inside, put them on place. That's giving them direction. You're telling them, no, instead of barking, I want you to do this. And I'm not saying we're telling your dogs to not bark. Barking is how they communicate. But that is not what we're saying at all. But what I'm saying is, when you tell them to be quiet and they're not, that is not obedience. Yes, obedience can help, but what you need to do is give them direction. You need to show them, instead of barking like this, I want you to go to place and turn your mind off. And later, this will translate into them barking once. You go out there, be quiet. Oh, I'm going to be quiet because the person that gives me direction, my leader, my pack leader, whatever, however you want to say it, is saying, we're good. We don't need to handle that. I understand. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for letting me know someone's coming by, but we're good. Not a threat. Your dog's gonna be like, okay. It's literally just like that. In me and Annie's eyes, I don't know about other trainers' eyes, it's probably a different opinion, but the structured walk builds a great relationship with your dog. What I'm saying is, right now with Alpha, if we didn't do this, he'd be pulling constantly. He'd be trying to go everywhere. He'd be making every single decision on his own. And think about this. If you let your kid make every single decision on their own, how many times do you think they'd make the wrong decision? I think they'd make the wrong decision quite a few times. Not because they don't know what they're doing, not because they're dumb, not because they're just trying to do it on purpose. It's because they genuinely don't know. They're young. They haven't had enough experience in this world for them to make all these proper decisions. So what do we do as parents? We guide them, we give them direction on what to do. It's the same exact thing for dogs. The only difference is dogs are not humans. And I know that's like completely obvious, but a lot of people don't really understand that. What I'm saying is they don't know how to act in the human world. When you get a shelter dog, when you get a puppy, when you just get a dog in general, most of the time, they don't know how to properly act in the real world. So they're going to make every single decision. Most of them are going to be wrong of how they think they should act. So if a dog's fear reactive, they're going to bark, they're going to snarl, they're going to growl, they might even bite because they think that that's how we get them to go away. But what you need to do is you need to guide them, give them direction, build a better relationship, and show them, no, when you're by my side, no one's going to touch you. No one's going to come up to you. No one's going to pet you. And a dog is not going to bite you because I'm going to advocate for you 24/7. And then your dog's going to be like, okay, I don't need to act like that because my leader, my person, it has my back. Now, obviously, when they have behavioral issues, it goes a lot more deeper than what I just said. That's just the gist. You got to do a lot more steps in order for your dog to, it's not going to happen overnight is what I'm trying to say. But what I was trying to say before was, when you build a good relationship with your dog, when you give them direction, when you give them boundaries, when that's giving them direction, boundaries. A lot of people don't like boundaries. A lot of people don't like your dog. A lot of people don't like when we come over and we tell them, you're going to have to crate your dog and it's not going to be allowed on the bed or the couch. But their dog is resource guarding the bed, resource guarding the couch from the owner. They're not letting the owner or the child on the couch. And then what you guys are going to do is try and lure them off with a treat because they're growling at you. Like, you're teaching them, one, that they can act this way, and then when they get off the couch, they can get a treat. You're not teaching them to not act this way. You guys need to set boundaries with your dogs, guys. When your dog's going in the kitchen, counter surfing, jumping on the windows, trying to get into the trash, trying to eat the food, don't let them in the kitchen. Don't yell at them for being in the kitchen. Don't let them in the kitchen. Set that boundary. Take that out of the equation. Clearly, dogs are very observant. They know that all the food comes out of there. Human food, their food, everything food related is in there. They know that that's a high value area. And if you don't set that boundary in place and you let them do whatever they want, obviously they're going to do whatever they want because they don't know how to act. No one taught them. You're just getting mad at them for being in the kitchen. But let me say something. They're going to go back in the kitchen the next day and do the same thing because they know what you're going to do is yell at them. And what they're learning is they don't like to be yelled at. They're not learning to not be in the kitchen. And if they do, it's fear-based. Or what's even better is what people do is they get mad at them, they yell at them, and then they yank them and toss them in the crate, slam the door, and then they call us and wonder why your dog's not crate trained. What I'm trying to say is you guys need to set boundaries with your dogs. You are not putting your dogs in a box or putting limits on them when you do that. You're putting limits on them when you don't do that. Because I guarantee you every single person that has a well-balanced dog, that has certain boundaries in their home, that has certain structure in their home, and they've trained them in a way for them to just turn their mind off, I guarantee you they can go anywhere with their dog. They can do anything with their dog. They even have their dog off leash running around, and they still listen. When we get puppies to train for clients, people don't like the boundaries that we're setting in place at first. And that's what we tell them, that this is only for a little bit. Your dog's going to live 20 years, 19, 15, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. But this 1 year, we're going to have structure and we're going to have boundaries. This isn't forever. Soon, once they understand the way that they need to act, okay, let's teach them some couch manners. Let's teach them some bed manners. Let's let them on there and let's see how they can handle it. And most of the time, they can handle it because of what was already set in place, the foundation that was set in place. It's not forever. I want y'all to understand that I'm not trying to come off harsh. I'm not trying to attack anyone, but me and Annie see the bad stories. We get the phone calls from the people that are on the verge of letting one of their dogs go, putting it down because of how they're acting. And it just makes us so sad that people don't understand what's really happening. They don't understand. They just blame the dog. Yes, sometimes it's on the dog. Sometimes it's genetic. Sometimes it really is aggression and reactivity. Most of the time we come in the home, though, let them know how to establish a good relationship, put some boundaries in place. The problem is going to be solved. Or the problem is much more manageable to where everyone feels safe and everyone can coexist together. That's why we sound like this. Because this stuff makes us so sad that in the end, the dogs are going to pay. The dog's going to end up in the shelter. The dog's going to end up as a dangerous dog. The dog's going to end up being euthanized. Because that's what's going to happen, guys. So set your dog up with some boundaries. Set them up with some structure. It's what they need. It's what needs to happen for everybody to be coexisting properly. I'm sorry that I went on this whole rant about relationships and structure and boundaries and all that stuff, but I guess it needed to be said. Like this was supposed to be about loose leash walking and structured walk, but we went off track a little bit, but I'm not going to change it because I think this is very important. So I hope people that are listening, people that hear it, I hope you guys understand that setting some boundaries in your home and having some structure and neutral and calm mindset training, it's how you set your dog up for success. I mean, everyone wants to take their dog everywhere. Everyone wants to do everything with their dog, have them experience new things, have them experience things together. This is how you do it, guys. You guys want a dog that's calm, that listens, that doesn't react to anything. This is how you do it. So like I said, sorry this isn't about the loose leash walking and the structured walking, but this was important. So I hope you guys got some good information. I hope you guys listen. I mean, take some notes because this can save a dog's life, man. This can really save a dog's life. Like I said, hope y'all enjoy this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, share to everyone. Share this for everyone, guys. I want people to listen to this and understand the boundaries and structure, and it's not a bad thing. You're setting your dog up for the ultimate success. You're setting them up to be able to experience anything and everything and be able to cope with stressful and overwhelming situations. So even though this wasn't about the loose leash walking and structured walking, this is how you get there. And if you want a more in-depth look on on how to properly loose leash walk and structure walk with your dog, check out the video that we posted before this. It's part 1 of structured walk and loose leash walking. The introduction is with Sapphire and Annie. That's how you get a more in-depth look at it. So this is part 2, I guess. So hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for our next video. It's that Stella and Star vlog, that weekly vlog I know people are excited for. So yeah, stay tuned for that, y'all. Thank you for watching.